What's up everyone? Today I'm going to be installing some vinyl on the roof of my car. So right now it's about 12 o'clock afternoon. So I'm going to put some black Vvivid Vinyl Gloss Black on top of the roof. The problem is right now it's very hot. It was sitting in the sun earlier today, so brought it underneath the tent, set up a tent outside so I can kind of let this kind of cool down right now. So if we take a temperature of the roof, it's about 107 degrees. Yeah, so yeah, it's about 107. So I'm trying to let this cool down a little bit first, and then once it's cooled down quite a bit, then I can go ahead and start prepping and applying the vinyl. So till then, let's just wait for we're just gonna wait for the roof to cool down a little bit, and then we can apply the vinyl. Back again. So waited for a little bit for the roof to cool down. I'm just gonna do a temperature check. Let's see, it's reading about 98. 97. So it's pretty cool to the touch. It's not too hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping this. I'm gonna wipe it down, make sure everything is nice and clean. Spray with isopropyl alcohol. Clean it off. I also need to get rid of these the drip moldings first, and then we can start applying the vinyl. Alright, so in this bottle I have 90% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I'm going to spray the roof and clean it off, make sure it's all nice and clean. This is the black vinyl I'm using. It's a Vvivid Black High Gloss. 6 feet by 5 feet long, so should be enough to cover the entire width of the car. So I'll open this up and then put a sheet over, get a rough estimate, and cut it out. If you're working by yourself, it's good to have like these magnets that stick on the body. So I just put some extra painter's tape to protect the paint whenever I put these on. So I think next thing is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna peel back one side and stick it to this side, and I'm gonna stretch it and pull it, gloss it over that way, and then just kind of work my way, just slowly work it. So here we go. I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna go back forward. Seems like it's a little harder. Alright, I think I'm gonna just try and start working it out here. Working this section and just slowly just move forward. Hello everyone, this is Arvin from the editing bay. Just wanted to provide some commentary on the rest of the video. Basically, it's just a time lapse of me installing the vinyl on top of my roof, and I just want to provide some insight on some of the troubles that I've had and some of the lessons that I've learned from trying to install basically a vinyl for the first time. I've installed vinyl on several other parts of my car. For example, the gas cap cover. I've installed like a small blue vinyl on that. I've installed vinyl on small sections of the interior of my car, but I've never installed something this large before. And I figured the roof would be an easy place to start because it was relatively flat, relatively easy to lay the vinyl on. And so I've watched a couple videos online on YouTube just to kind of learn the process of how to properly apply vinyl this large. And to be honest, one of the first things that I should have done was actually worked on this in a lot cooler environment, working outside under a tent with 90-degree weather, 90-degree weather with a slight breeze was a little difficult, mainly because I sweat a lot when I'm working and my palms got sweaty, and so it was hard for me because I had to keep pulling up on the vinyl and kind of stretching it because I was the only one working on it. I feel like it's easier with two people, but I think it's possible with one. I just didn't have the experience or enough experience yet to do it myself, but I think that was one of the first things I learned, was that working on this under a bigger shaded environment and under cooler temperatures probably would have made this a lot easier. And another thing I also learned was that I probably should have laid down the vinyl first. So I think there's a couple videos where they say to kind of gloss it out, basically apply the vinyl so that you don't need the heat, but you just kind of stretch it and you kind of lay it down, and you just kind of work the vinyl into the areas that needs to be worked in. And so as you can see here, I started working on the back section of the vinyl on the roof, and I didn't unravel the rest of the backing paper from the vinyl, and so I thought maybe I could do the back half of it and then just slowly work my way forward. But it turns out that was actually the incorrect way. And so as you can see here, I grabbed the tube that the vinyl actually came with, and I had to restart basically, because when I laid down the vinyl on the back section, it actually made it harder to stretch the vinyl towards the front of the car. So I basically had to start again from scratch. I had to take it all off and just work the vinyl back in, and that was another section I should have done correctly, was actually lay the vinyl out first and take off the backing paper, lay it all down first, and then kind of just work it. So that was kind of the biggest thing for me. And probably the last thing, I guess this one will kind of differ from person to person, but I guess it has to do with the height. At least, for me, I'm a short guy, like 5'3" ish, and it was, I could see over the top of my car, but it was hard for me to kind of get leverage to kind of pull on the vinyl and kind of work it in at the same time with the squeegee. Oftentimes I would have to open the car doors and stand on the seats or the door jambs and just kind of brace myself up against the car and just pull as hard as I can and stretch the vinyl out and just work it in. And that was hard, but again, it differs from person to person. But this process took way longer than expected. As you can see, it went well into the night. And I bought these tools off of Amazon to try and help me work the vinyl into the grooves, and they're pretty helpful for the most part. But there were a few imperfections here and there. It's not the best, I'll admit. It doesn't look pretty when you look up close, but from far away, I mean, it looks fine. The the gloss of the black looks pretty good from far away. But I mean, I'll admit it, it's not the best vinyl job out there. I mean, it's hard to tell because my car is like a dark gray and the black is very close in color, so it almost hides the imperfections. But once you're up close and looking at the roof, then you can really see like all the imperfections of the roof and the vinyl, which is fine by me. I mean, there's a chance I will possibly do it again, redo it again in the future. But as of right now, I'm okay with it. And, you know, you just learn to live with it and just move on. And so I guess that's the main thing about me working on my car is just, just trying to learn how stuff works and how to do things on my own, and see how it goes, and then just kind of document that along the way. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. But that's it for this video. I'll be uploading more in the future. I got some other projects I'm working on, so stay tuned for that. But be sure to stick around, click the like button down below, subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, see you guys. Shoots.